Step into the light where the wild ones roam, where the heart speaks loud, calling this place home. We break the rules, we paint the sky, ridiculously you. We were born to fly. Ooh, it's ridiculously you.
Hey everyone, I am Julie May, and this is the Ridiculously You podcast. I'm so excited for our guest today. So, what do you think happens when a former automotive industry leader falls down a mountain, almost dies, but then he decides to really live, right? So, today's guest is Jonathan. He brings a grounded, radically honest perspective on kind of this life after a near-death experience. From Germany to Canada to the Himalayas and back, his story is kind of a spiritual rebellion, gratitude-soaked reinvention, 100% ridiculous energy. So buckle up. We're going to get into it. I am so excited to have you here. So hey, Jonathan,
Hi.
tell me a little bit about because we get podcast applications coming through and we see stories and I'm like, so tell me a little bit about this Himalayas situation because I want to know more about that.
All right. I'll do my best to make it as succinct and short as possible. I was living in my mom's basement when I was 24 years old and came home one night. Her and her partner at the time were sitting, drinking wine, relaxing, and they said, "Oh, come on in, just to have a conversation and we'll chat." And so myself and my mom's boyfriend were got into really deep conversation, and we talked about everything about social structures and how the language affects the people and everything. And at the end he goes, you know, I think it would be really helpful for you to live or spend some time in a third world country. What if you spent 6 months in a third world country, and if you do so, I'll pay for your ticket. I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, sign me
So
up.
I'd be like, ah.
So yeah, just jumped on that possibility, and then went. First stop was Nepal, and ended up spending 2 months in a monastery, learning about Buddhism, getting familiar with the culture, and just really enjoying the beautiful people that the Nepalese are. They've got a very special place in my heart. Anyway, after that, went hiking. 10 days into a 3 week long trek around this circuit called the Annapurna Circuit. And we got to this landslide area. And I was the last of the 10 of us to make my way across. Got about halfway, and who knows what happens. I don't remember it because I have two memories of that day, and that's not one of them. I fell, slipped, tripped, ground let loose. Who knows? Fell 15 feet, cracked my head open, tumbled for another 70, 80 feet, sliding, all of that. And then was at the mercy of everyone else because I was not able to move three of my four limbs.
Oh, wow.
And
Were
and
you
then
conscious the
the
whole time
journey
going
began.
down?
Well, supposedly, I was conscious enough to be able to respond in some kind of way, but I have no memory, so I don't know if technically that's considered unconscious.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so that's where my real healing journey began, and I had to go from being a giver to, oh, look at that. I can't even feed myself, nor go to the washroom by myself or anything. So I had to 100% be able to receive. And so that's my falling down a mountain story in a nutshell.
In a nutshell. What's the biggest thing you learned in that experience? Like going through that, the biggest thing you learned was what?
for me to be able to receive, and that no matter what happens in life, you always have a choice as to what to do next.
Mm. So I want to hear what like those first days were like, because you don't go straight from I'm the giver all the time to okay, I guess I'm in receiving. At least I know. Okay, I'm the giver all the
Right.
time. Today I shall be receiving. I've never done it before, but here we go. I know how to do it perfectly. Like
Right.
that's not how my journey goes. What it looks like.
Well,
So when you were
you're
like
not like a light switch where you
it
just go
does
boop.
not. Like I'm better at it now, but like when I was starting to do that kind of a thing, no, it was a little difficult. So when you first like I imagine you had to spend some time in hospital and do that kind of thing and like tell me a little bit about the journey of becoming a receiver. Like what was it like in the beginning and what were some of the light bulb moments along the way?
The first 2 weeks, I was 100% in receiving mode because I was not able to do anything for myself until my right side started coming back. And then I
Mm-hmm.
was able to start feeding myself. And then all of the giving tendencies came back and continued for a number of years through a failed marriage, through failed other relationships, and slowly but surely, I just noticed, oh, I can't keep doing this. I'm just burning myself out. And with that giving mentality, there was also a lot of people pleasing mentality.
Oh
If
yeah.
everyone else is okay, I'm okay. So
Mm-hmm.
I slowly over the last 12 years or so, I've gotten to this point where I'm able to now go, okay, I need to receive. This is what I need. And yes, I understand you're not in the best place right now. I'm not able to help you. I'm so sorry about that. It looks like a difficult situation that you're in right now. I wish I could be able to help you right now, but I just need to take care of myself. So it's been a long, long journey.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. How did it awaken you spiritually? Like, how did that help you come to a more spiritual understanding of things?
Hmm. Hmm. What a juicy question. Okay. Um, I really, I really saw what it meant for the mindset side of life. And I find that mindset is very closely linked to spirituality
Oh
for
yeah.
myself anyway. For myself, I believe that we're all part of this thing that is called God, and we're all just dreaming that we're separate.
Oh yeah.
So perfect.
I'm like, oh
So what?
no, like I can we could just jam on that right there. It's an
Awesome.
illusion of separateness that yes.
All right. So I hope you have the next 3 hours cleared out. So my mindset, I try to always bring my mindset to back to that and go, okay, I'm just dreaming that I'm separate. I'm just dreaming that there is this suffering that I'm going through. I'm just dreaming that I am needing to give to receive love.
Mm.
No, no, I'm lovable no matter what. And that's why I try sharing with everyone else is you know that little spark that's right deep inside of you? That is like you can't not love that. That there's like that divine spark is in every single person. So that I really got to see that in my mindset, no matter how much I was in an uncomfortable state, frustrated state. I wasn't able to feed myself, as I said. And yet that embarked me onto this journey of, huh, okay, this is the situation. Physically, this is what's going on. This is factually what is my reality. Where is my mindset? Am I happy? Am I sad? Am I trying to force things to go a certain way or another way? okay, how can I let go? How can I just accept and receive and know that I'm lovable and taken care of and um, timeless, no matter what?
Oh yeah. Time is also an illusion. So we gotta like there's all these things that I'm like, also. I call it timey-wimey because I'm like, time isn't linear. Time is timey-wimey. That's I don't know. I talk with my
Mm.
hands too. So here's what so we talked about how it led you to spirituality. How did the our friend Jonathan here is very into human design. So if you guys are human design people, like you gotta listen up. So how did that lead you into wanting to learn more about human design? And for those who don't know, can you explain about what that is, and then kind of go into how you got more into that and interested in studying human design?
Yeah, for sure. So human design is a system that is a combination of five other systems. And through that, you get what's called a body graph. And then there are two main things that one can pay attention to have one's life go in the easiest way possible. If you
Yeah.
want easy. If you want to be happy, cool. It can lead you into the way of being the happiest. All right. The five systems: chakra system, astrology, the I Ching, the Kabbalist tree of life, and quantum physics.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, all of those. And then you get this thing called a graph, body graph. All of these lines, all of these numbers, and how they connect together shows you the first important thing is your energy type. So for you, you're a manifesting generator, and for myself, I'm a projector. Two very, very, very different ways of showing up in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to live in whatever way suits us best for that specific energy type. Then there are three more energy types: the manifestors, generators, and reflectors. So those are the five energy types. And then the second most important piece of information that one gets from looking at a body graph is one's authority. So this
Mm.
is how one is supposed to be making decisions in life. For
And
myself,
for the
I'm
audience's
okay.
reference, I sent you my chart ahead of time, like
Yes.
5 minutes before we popped on. So he's looking at my chart. He has a little bit of information from me. The other thing I will interject is this is kind of based on where you were born, what time, like exact time you were born, day,
Yes.
month, year. You put all of those things in together, which kind of takes like that astrology piece and put some of those other factors in. So that's kind of how you determine these things. I honestly, I'm like, I do not know much about it. I knew I was a manifesting generator. I don't know the other parts, so I sent him my chart. So you can kind of pick up from there.
Fair enough. Yeah, thank you very much for filling that in and letting everyone know what I'm actually where I'm coming having this information from.
Yeah.
So yeah, so once you have those two pieces of information, I guess I didn't explain what an authority is. The authority is your decision-making process.
Mm-hmm.
So for you, you've got the sacral authority, so you're supposed to just go yes or no. And
Mm-hmm.
your system is supposed to either expand into whatever situation or possibility and go, oh, yes, yes, let's do this, or no, nope, let's hide and go away. That's an extreme version of what that means. For myself, I've got the splenic authority. So I've got this tiny little voice inside of me that goes, yeah, let's try that out. And then it stops talking. I'm like, well, wait, what was that? I didn't quite hear you. I said, no, no, I spoke already. And then I have to wait for, a little bit of time. And then I can ask the same question and go, okay, now I'm really listening. What was the answer? And then I might get the answer again. So
Mm-hmm.
those are just two of the authorities. Then there's emotional and a bunch of different other authority types as well. But when um, when I first was exposed to this system, uh, I wasn't looking for it, and it came to me by an invitation, as projectors are supposed to live. We are supposed to go by invitations. and
Mm.
specifically for the big three things in life: where you live, what relationships you're in, and what you do for income.
Mm.
So human design came to me, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. Started playing around a little bit. And then a couple of years later, a friend brought it back up and says, you know, I think you should look deeper into human design. Okay, look deeper. And then next thing you know, a couple of weeks later, she goes, why don't you build a business around this? Start doing readings. Like, oh, that sounds fun. Here's an invitation that I can get behind. And then I tried to listen to my spleen, and my spleen was like, yes, yes, let's go.
So it was
And
a little louder that time. It was like,
yes,
all righty, let's do this.
yeah, and also kind of helped that I was getting frustrated in my job at that point in time, starting to feel the burnout. And lo and behold, ta-da! Here's this fantastic system that I've been able to dive into ever since. And yeah, so I do my best to look at charts and find all of the goodness in that specific chart. No matter whose chart you look at, there is some kind of beautiful piece. I love looking at charts and saying, "Oh, did you know this about yourself?" And then going and then seeing the response of, "Oh, no, I didn't. I'm I'm allowed to do that?" Like, yes, yes, this is why you're here. This is the permission slip that you've got right here. And it's so much fun to be able to do that.
Love that. Okay, so you have my chart in front of you.
Yes,
What can you share with us about what you see there?
because you're a manifesting generator.
Mhm.
Have you ever shamed yourself for having 1,000 things on the go?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Don't. Let yourself play and multitask and just dance in whichever direction you are called to, because that is one of your superpowers.
Yeah, I do that now, but it has taken a long time for me to understand that that is who I am. And that is true. Like I'm just gonna like play and dance and have fun and I'm gonna go where my heart calls me.
Absolutely. And the your heart, which in the chakra sense, in the Western way that we say heart and just having that love energy is not actually in the heart center in human design. The heart center is more like a willpower, like a forceful side
Okay.
center. Yeah, but you have your identity center defined, which is if you're looking at a human design chart, it's the diamond right smack dab in the middle of the chart.
Hmm.
And so you, Julie, you have that defined, and that is in human design terms, that is the center of love and for where your essence comes from.
Mm.
On that center, there are four gates, little numbers of love, and you have all four of them defined. So not only all four of them defined, but you also have them defined through the four most important astrological or planetary impacts that one has at time of birth and prior to birth. So you've got 1,000 things on the go, and you get to play and jump around and love every minute of it. So you've got the love of self, the love of the extremes, the love of your body, and that universal love as well. And I right now I really just want to be able to like go and like give you a hug because I'm like, oh, I want some of that, please.
And somehow I ended up with a business that teaches how to love even the ridiculous parts of yourself. It's kind of weird like that. Like that's the whole business.
Oh, I know. It's almost like you were designed to do this work.
Yeah, it's pretty close to that.
There's also, I'm just looking at your chart here. There's also a lot of um, power for yourself to speak what's true for you and what you love right now in the moment, and
Mm.
just to just boom, just bring it out and shine it out into the light. You've got you this, yeah, a beautiful, beautiful chart, and I love seeing all of these different nuances that are in here. So
Mm.
thank you for sharing your chart with me.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for sharing more information. So, when somebody has their chart, like I have my chart, you have yours, like we look it up, we learn more about ourselves. How does that help us, like in our everyday lives or in our relationships or things like that?
I am going to mostly speak about the 70% of the population of the world.
Okay.
When you are a manifesting generator or a generator, so 70% of the world is one of those two,
Hmm.
the this chart, your chart is able to show you the way to feeling the most satisfaction in one's life possible.
Mm.
There's So you know what it's like to do a 12-hour day that you're totally passionate about, and then at the end of it you go, "Oh my God, I am so satisfied," and you're totally done with your energy and you just fall into bed and lights out and wake up the next morning feeling amazing, right?
Yes, correct. Yep.
Perfect. So that is what generators and manifesting generators are supposed to do.
Hmm.
So keep going with that flow if your energy wants you to go into that direction.
Hmm.
So that's the main way that human design can help. And the way that human design helps one do that is through that authority and the strategy or the energy type. So for generators and manifesting generators, using that yes or no response. That
Hmm.
yes, expansive, no contracting. For sacral manifesting generators and generators. So that's the authority. The authority is to just go yes or no, yes
Hmm.
or no, and then continually asking that for every situation that is newly presented. Then there are other people in the world that have what are called that's called the emotional authority.
Mm.
And these people bring this beautiful wave that just naturally flows through their life. One day they'll wake up and they'll feel like a 7 out of 10, and other days they'll wake up and they'll feel like a -8 out of 10. And it's really important if you're an emotional being for you to look at a possibility. So let's say a friend wants to go on a trip and fly all the way over to New York just for the weekend, but it's, it's a little bit further away. It's, Thanksgiving weekend or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a couple months, right? Okay, if you're an emotional being, I love the idea, but I just need to think about it. Okay, just let me sleep on it. I'll get back to you in a few days. Okay. And that's that first check-in point. Then you ask yourself the same question. Oh, a couple days later, yeah, is it still a yes? Oh yeah, I'm feeling really good about life. Of course it's a yes. Of course it's a yes. And then when the wave starts to come back down, you wake up and you're -5 out of 10, and it feels still like a yes, even though emotionally you're feeling drained and just ready to crawl up in a ball. But the idea of going to New York for a weekend is phenomenal. Well, then it's still a yes. And as long as it's a yes all throughout the wave, up and down, that'll be a yes. So if you're a sacral authority, instant yes or no. If you're an emotional authority, just let yourself feel that wave and then keep going.
Mm.
So those are the two main ways that one can really apply to have the the human design system help one out in day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely like my gut, my whole self knows pretty instantly. And I consider myself a very fast, like the second it's a yes, I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's like see the next part. Let's like do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Like I'm kind of like a big jump leaper kind of person. When I know it's a yes, then we're gonna go. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it quickly. That's kind of
Of
my energy.
course.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And so, and I think like romantic partners wise, I generally tend to be with people who are the opposite. They're like the emotional, and they're going to take like 3 months to figure out what if they want to do it or if they don't, or like where it's going to lie. And so, like,
Right.
knowing that I think is super helpful in relationships wise because they're not having a default because they're making a decision differently than me. It's that's their process. That's what needs to happen for them to kind of like feel it and go and like experience everything they need to before they're like, I'm like instant yes. Okay, I planned the whole thing. I'm starting now. That's kind
Mhm.
of how I.
Imagine if we were taught this in grade school.
Oh yeah.
If we all got to see our charts and then, oh, I know that Timmy over there, he's an emotional projector. Hey Timmy, do you want to come and join us? There's that invitation. Do you want to come and join us in this thing? You know what? You don't have to answer me right now. You know, get back to me, at a later date. But just know that you're invited. Like
Yeah.
how big of a difference would that have made for, Timmy to be invited, as a projector, and then also for the friend who asked that now knows how to love and respect their friend on such a deep level.
Mm. Can I play devil's advocate for a minute? I know there's
Absolutely.
people listening who are like, okay, so you're telling me like my whole personality and the way I do things was based on the way I was born. What if I was emergency C-section and I was supposed to be born later? What if I was this or that, or like, it was supposed to be this, but then it was this. And then like all of these things, like I was due for a few weeks, but my mom got impatient and went and got induced. So does that affect like, and then they're like, well, how can my whole personality and my whole like way of being be based on something like that? So can you speak a little bit to that? Because I know we have people listening who are going to be like, come on, like that doesn't even make sense.
Of course. Yeah, of course. And by all means, like ask questions and, find those holes. The answer is to your question or to that, that devil's advocate
Yeah.
statement. Whatever time you were born, C-section, natural birth, whatever point in time you were completely removed from your mother is perfect. Why, in the way that I look at my life, with being part of God, there's no such thing as an accident. And, you know, maybe your soul was intending to come and experience this, in this specific way, and then manifested a C-section. So maybe you were born a preemie. Okay. I'm not going to say that that is or isn't the way that it's supposed to be. I'm just thinking, well, it's a possibility. And what I encourage people to do is to look at their chart and just start playing with it. Oh, but I've been taught all of my life to go and initiate and like go after what I want. Now you're telling me I need to sit and wait for 28 days before I should make a decision? Like that's like don't don't tell me that that's a load of crap. Yeah, I know it's really difficult to live like that in this life.
Mm.
But what is one thing you could just try that with? It doesn't have to be something big. And then the type that has to wait 28 days is a reflector type. Very unique beings, less than 1% of the population of the world. And yeah, beautiful, beautiful beings. So they are designed to wait 28 days. Of course, it's very hard to do that these in this world,
Yeah.
but just try, just play with it and see what happens. Because when I first learned about being a projector and having to wait for invitations, like, what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to live? How am I going to do anything in the world? And then I was like, okay, well, fine. I'll just try. I'll just try this just a little bit. Next thing I know, got into, this business where am able to do human design readings and help people in other ways as well, by an invitation. Then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to push for something else. So I pushed to have a relationship. And guess what? It didn't work. And it left me further back in terms of some forms of looking at it, further back than I was before I started. But it was a learning opportunity. Oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't push to have my relationships happen. Okay.
Hmm.
And then continuing on, now I'm in Poland. Guess how I got here?
Invitation
Absolutely. And guess
and
what?
waiting
I am
28 days.
no, I'm not a reflector.
Oh,
So
that's
all,
good.
all I had to do was listen for my spleen and it said, yes, let's go on an adventure
Yeah.
So here I am in Poland in the best relationship that I've ever been in. Guess what
Oh.
happened? That came through an invitation. So these three big things in life came through invitations. And that happened because I let myself put my preconceived notions aside for a second, my that fixed mindset that I had, and go, okay, let's play with this and see what human design can offer.
Hmm.
And next thing you know, it works. It works for me at least. So play.
Interesting. So my brain is trying to like wrap around how this works. So your soul is sitting out there. It's like, okay, we're gonna be born, but this is the right astrological time to be born, or like, is that what it is like this is when all of the stars are aligned, and this is the thing that's going to give me like the best shot at earth life. Tell my brain is like, how does tell me the technicalities of how that goes.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready to like deep dive into my beliefs?
Yes, let's go.
Okay. There is God, the creator, that universal love, the universe, whatever. I believe we're all part of that.
Right.
Then from that comes duality, light and dark, water and fire, and all of the different things start, all the opposites starting to get created. So going down the levels, God, duality, and then we start to create these souls, and then all the souls start to come together and go, okay, well, let's try this reality. Okay, so creating a reality and playing in that reality. Then with that reality that we are in, kind of like the Matrix, but not with a little bit more joy and frolicking through fields with unicorns and everything.
So imagine the Matrix, except for there's fun parts too.
Exactly. When you take the thing out of the back of your neck, you
Yes.
get to go, whoa, this is what it actually feels like. This is amazing. Why was I back in there?
Yeah.
All right. So then the reality that is created just to play and just to have fun and, just try new things out, the individual souls that are still part of God then decide, okay, this is what I want to experience. And the best way I can experience it is through this body that's born on this time in this place,
Mm.
and all of those details to these parents, to this family, to this social structure, to this monetary environment. All of those things go. Boop. Okay. Then you're born into whatever situation you're born into. Do I have any proof of that? No. Do I need any proof of that? No. Is it a fun thought experiment? Yeah. Do I need to be right? Nope. But that's just how I like to see it.
Okay, so we believe very similar things. So, like, how did you come to the point where you're like, this is how I think it goes? How did you get for like how did you grow up? What was your spiritual teaching or non-spiritual? Like what was your growing up like? And then how did you get to a place where you actually went, okay, this is what I believe and I feel good about right now today.
Mm. All right. Born and raised Catholic and went to church almost every week for 17, 18 years.
So a
So,
Catholic-y Catholic, not the kind that
cat,
just kind of has the name but doesn't go, but like you actually
yes.
went. Okay.
Yes, exactly. And then I turned 18 and had a pretty serious girlfriend and was wanting to explore the sexual side of life. And then the Catholic Church was like, no, 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 gotta wait
Yeah.
until marriage. And I was like, yeah, no, goodbye. And swung the exact opposite way. And then settled in this place where I was like beginning to think about love. And it was like, okay, well, I've got this feeling like we're all love, but
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't quite put my finger on how or why that was. And then I got exposed to A Course in Miracles
Oh,
through
I
an
love that. Yes.
yeah. And in A Course in Miracles, and that resonates so deeply with me.
Yes.
So A Course in Miracles started showing up in my life. I did the workbook a couple of times. And it was just yeah, amazing.
Mm.
And in that, one of the main teachings is that we are all just in a dream, believing that we are separate from God. And, that's what keeps us in the dream because, the shame and that guilt for thinking that we removed ourselves from God, but it's truly not possible because that's our true essence, that divine spark. So
Mm.
that's a very quick thing of how I got to what I believe these days.
I love that. Okay. So, talking about quick things, are you ready to do a quick lightning round of questions?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Here's what I mean by that is we'll just keep the answers really short and go through them really quickly.
Okay, what would you do this when you've got an emotional authority on your podcast? That seems unfair to put somebody on the spot that just needs to, sleep on it.
I
I was
probably would, and then we would have an interesting conversation about it after.
I'm just teasing you. All right,
Okay.
giver.
You've done a lot of world traveling. What's your favorite place you've been? If you have to think about it today, because opinions change, what's your favorite place today that you've been?
Nepal.
Nepal.
Hands down, Nepal would go back in a flash.
I hear that from a lot of people, like that it just has a really special energy there. Okay. What's one thing about human design that you think is an opinion other people have that you think is wrong? It's like they think this about human design, but it's not that way.
That the spleen only speaks once and then it's done.
Mm.
Yeah. So if you remember back to the splenic authority, supposedly, according to a lot of people, the spleen only speaks once. I think that's BS because I have been able to reset my system and then come back to that same question, a few minutes later, hour later, a day later, and I get a new answer. So, yeah.
Cool. What's your idea of going out and have fun for the weekend? Like, you gonna do anything? What do you want to do?
Mm, okay. Friday night date night. Go downtown with my fiance, go to a nice little restaurant, have a fantastic meal, take it easy, go to bed late at 11 o'clock at night.
Woo!
Sleep, I know.
Party
Sleep
animal.
in. sleep in till 8 o'clock the next morning, see some live music in the afternoon, evening, and go to bed, and then chill out on a Sunday.
Hmm. What's your favorite possession you have in your house? What's something in your house that feels like you? When you see it, it makes you smile.
This,
Okay,
this
tell us
is
about this.
okay. This is so when I fell down the mountain, one of the people that saved my life, one of my nine angels, kept going on the trek and picked up this rock and then gave it to me in the hospital afterwards when he finished the hike.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, this plus that goes into a whole dream that I had, but I don't have time to get into that unless you want to, in which case I will.
I would love to if you would want. I love dream stuff. So I'm
Okay.
like a person who's had like visionary dreams for like my whole life. So anytime we get into interesting dreams, I'm like, ooh, but I want to.
Well, let's go. Let's
Okay,
dive.
let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
Two 2 weeks before I fell down the mountain, I had this very, very clear dream. I was in a backyard. I can remember it. Fence, garage, another fence, and this just in this backyard, just hanging out. And I was looking around, and then all of a sudden, these three owls came in and just started circling me,
Oh,
just
wow.
going. And I was like, what is going on? And I'm just totally distracted by these owls. And then from kind of the garage back gate area, this little blue boy starts coming towards me. And I'm like, whoa, who are you? Well, I'm you.
Mm.
Like, okay, what's up? What am, why are you here? Well, I'm here to give you this. And it was a rock a little bit smaller than this one in just the same kind of color. I'm not sure if you can see that kind of
Yeah.
burnt, yeah, that burnt red color, and kind of the co color of a penny. And he hands it to me, and I go, "What am I supposed to do with this?" And he motions to his head, and he goes, "Put it up here, put it up here." I'm like, what? And like, I have no idea what you're talking about, dude. And he just says, like, look, you'll understand when the time is right. But just remember that this has to go to the top of your head. And then that was it. And then I don't know, probably some other things happened, and then I woke up. And then 2 weeks later, I'm laying at the bottom of a mountain, having cracked open my head on a rock this color.
Wow.
I know. I know.
Wow. So did that premonition, that dream, did that help you understand that this was part of your path, not something bad that happened to you, but part of something that was going to help you grow and be okay?
Oh, yes, absolutely 100% of what was supposed to happen. Plus, I kind of called it into existence because when I was sitting on the plane going from Canada to Nepal, or on the planes, I remember telling myself, I am going to experience whatever I can experience to have the most amount of personal growth possible.
Oh, I've said those words before. Those are like the words that God's like, let's go.
Yep. All right.
Let's go.
Let's harness in. Let's go for the roller coaster ride.
That's exactly how that goes. So if you're
Ah,
listening and like you've said those words or you're like, okay, I'm gonna have this adventure. We're just telling you, like, you don't get control once those words leave your mouth. Once that intention is set, the universe is ready to give you that experience. So
absolutely.
buckle up, Buttercup. But those are the things that like help you grow the most. So
Yeah.
well,
All right.
Jonathan, you have been a real delight, and I think our audience is going to freaking love this episode. Can
Mhm.
you tell people a little bit more where to find you? And you said you had some like promo codes and stuff for working with you. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes. First off, thank you very much for having me. It's been such a pleasure. I really truly hope that your podcast continues to flourish and just take off in ways that you never even imagined.
Ooh, thank you.
People can find me at ospreyguide.com.
Mm-hmm.
At so just Osprey, just like the bird, ospreyguide.com. And on there, I've got all of my different resources, the different podcasts I've been on, including this one. And then I've also got a whole bunch of different services that I've got, as well as one of my favorite things that I've just put together, which is a relationship preparation course,
Mm.
where you get to dive deep into yourself to first off build that great relationship with yourself and then with others. So yeah, all of that is on there. And then also YouTube, no, not YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Osprey Guide, yeah, on Facebook and TikTok, and Instagram is osprey.guide.
Mm.
And the for two promo codes, ridiculous 20 for 20% off of any of the services I've got on my site for the first 20 people. And then ridiculous 10 for the 10% off of anything for the next 100 people in the audience.
All right. So if you're one of the first 20 people, you get 20% off if you do ridiculous 20, which I think is the perfect promo code. So you want to get yourself ready for a relationship, you want to dive more into human design, have these kinds of conversations, definitely connect with Jonathan. Big thanks to Jonathan McLean, like true map maker out there, world traveler, and just like experiencer of all of the beautiful things that our souls have to offer. What a great conversation. Just remember this: the sun doesn't apologize for lighting things up, neither should you. If this episode lit something up in you, tag us on Instagram at ridiculously make sure that you are following us on all the channels. And this has been Julie May and the Ridiculously You podcast. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Share the spark, take it higher. Hit subscribe, bring a friend. Let the wildness never end. Tap in, stay